Hello, Instagram. How's everyone doing today? Hello, so happy to have you here. We've got Facebook happening. We've got Instagram happening. We got Stephanie Mansour in the house. I'm so excited for you to meet my friend today. She is amazing. We've known each other for a long time. So Steph, if you will just request access to join, then I think I can push. Oh wait, you just did. Hold on, I saw it there. Yes, and we're going to bring on Stephanie. While we welcome all of you, let me know where you are Instagramming in from. I want to see all the goodness. Hey, Steph, how you doing today?
Hi, Gina. I'm great. How are you?
Good, good. We're just going to welcome everyone for a moment, let everyone get set up.
And I love that your color on you.
Thank you.
Yes.
Thank you, darling. I was going to wear workout clothes today. And then I ran across a bag of bathing suits as I was unpacking and this caftan, and I was like, I think I'm gonna go for bathing suit and caftan today, but we'll get there. We'll get there. So everyone's saying hello. I want you to, for those of you who don't know, I'm gonna do a proper introduction in just a minute, but I want you all to come on and say hello and presence yourself. Let me know where you are coming in from, and we've got all kinds of goodness for you today. I'm going to sit back a little more because I think sometimes when I do these and we repost it, it cuts my head off.
I know, yeah.
So we'll see. Let's see. Oh, this is a better view anyways. Okay. I think I feel super far away, but there we go. What's a better view? All right, and we've got Facebook happening. So Facebook, if you are here, come on over to Instagram. We are going to have some fun today. All right, everyone. So I want you to meet Steph Mansour. You can, I want you to make sure that you are going to follow her on Instagram, and you're just going to love everything that she does and what she puts out into the world. But I've known Steph for quite a long time. Has it been 10 years, Steph?
Yeah, it's actually, I think it's been 12.
But who's counting? Oh, amazing, amazing. So I met Steph fairly early on in her career journey, and I'll let her share a little bit more with you. But one of the reasons why I wanted to introduce you to Steph is this is a woman who goes after her dreams in the biggest ways and totally manifests them every single time. And I think we can all use some positive programming right now. And it's so important to see role models like Steph who are not slowing down, who haven't given up, who are going after some of her biggest, boldest dreams yet and manifesting them. And there's been so many women, just globally who are thinking that they can't make money right now, that it's the economy, that they can't be going after their dreams. And, in the businesses and the industries that we're in, that does not need to stop by any stretch of the imagination. So Steph, let's dial it back. Let's take them to the beginning. Where were you at in your career? And then I want to showcase and highlight some of the cool stuff you've manifested.
Okay, thank you, Gina. Well, in 2008, the recession is when I started Step It Up with Steph. And, I graduated from the University of Michigan, grew up in Michigan like you, and had big dreams. And I knew that I wanted a wellness and lifestyle TV show for women, because I feel like in the media, we hear about, you got to look a certain way, act a certain way, buy this, do that in order to get the promotion, get the guy, make the money and be happy. And I wanted to create positive messaging for women so that, we could feel good as we are, but also make changes if we wanted to. So I worked in TV for a couple of years. Like PBS in New York, Lifetime TV for Women, Dr. Phil in Los Angeles, booking guests to come on and ask Dr. Phil for help. And then I decided, I'm not going to get anywhere unless I create my own brand and messaging. So I also needed to pay my rent. And I didn't know Gina yet. So I took a desk job that I hated and started getting my yoga certification and Pilates, personal training, life coaching. Got laid off from that desk job I hated in the recession. And that day I drove my Jeep Liberty to Santa Monica Beach, and I was like, that's it. I'm starting Step It Up with Steph. This is God kicking me in the butt to just go. And something that, I didn't know this then, but that I know now about Gina is you need to cut off all other options sometimes in order to just make yourself make that pivot and go. So I decided like there was no other option. I was not taking another 9 to 5. I was not working in TV for someone else. I needed to make this happen for myself. And that's when someone I did yoga training with introduced me to Gina. And I was calling you like begging for a nugget of information, you know, and you were like, you should buy my course or something that, and I was like, wait, what? And so I did. And, you know, to this day, when I've seen, you know, people asking, should I be selling during this time? And, you know, some of your ladies asking that they don't want to come across a certain way. I'm here 12 years later, like I had $0 to my name and Gina told me to buy something and I bought it. And, you know, if people are turned off by that, then they're not like your people or your tribe, you know? So, so I can't thank you enough for our first phone call, Gina.
Wow. Well, yes. Well, and look what you did with it. You know, a lot of people buy programs, so Steph had this dream of being in the media. And what media have you been in since, Steph?
Well, you know, I do a lot with the Today Show and CNN.
As one does. Okay, let's just pause. I do a lot of the Today Show. I mean, like, who gets to say that? I do a lot of the Today. I've been on the Today Show so many times. Like, I remember, like, on Thanksgiving, like, I'd, like, turn, I'm like, oh, look, there's Steph. And, like, all, like, you were doing some turkey thing with, like,
oh, yeah, yes. The turkey workout, Thanksgiving turkey workout.
I mean, what other major media have you gotten?
So Dr. Oz, gosh, it's hard. A lot of local stations, too. But, yeah,
but you've done like Fox New York, like, I mean, just like so many of like the big shows that like I'm trying to get on these days. You know, it's like you just went after it, and I just saw you like on television and media. And then what have you manifested this past year?
Yes, so we just launched the Step It Up with Steph TV show on PBS nationwide.
The Step It Up with Steph TV show on PBS. She's gotten her own show. It's like, this is what I'm talking about. Yeah. This woman had a dream. There was no practical evidence at the time that Steph was going to be on the Today Show and getting her own show and doing all kinds of, she lives in Chicago, so she does a lot of television in Chicago. Like, she went and she had a dream and she stood by it and she made it happen. And I've just been watching her for years. She's been consistent. It's been so inspiring, so impressive, that, you know, like anyone else would be like, well, who am I to be on television? So like, let's talk a little bit about the mindset. Like, why did you think that you should be on the Today Show?
You know, my dream was always a TV show, and I thought I needed to build myself up so that people would start to know, like, hey, this girl is legit, you know? So I also prayed a lot, and in those early days, like, I was manifesting. I had mantras. I not only, you know, had that one course from you, Gina, but I came to a couple live events. I was following you. You had like a daily or weekly radio show where it was like we had to dial in on our cell phones and listen. And I mean, I remember every time, you know, yes, I was trying to pay my rent and like get clients, and we can talk about that if you want. But with this TV side, you know, my dad was my #1 business advisor, and the joke was like, well, what does Gina say? Well, what does Gina say? And it wasn't even like our like private sessions. It was like, what Gina say on the show? Oh, listen to Gina. She's gotten you this far. You know what I mean? It was like with the manifesting and the just like not stopping, you know? Because people thought I should just become a TV reporter or a news anchor and try to build up that way. And I was like, no, I want Step It Up with Steph. And I felt like it was a God-given mission. Like that was my purpose for being on earth. And like I said, you know, the manifesting, the praying, you know, I just remember thinking, especially in those hard times, like I just need to stay connected to, you know, I say God, some people spirit, whatever. And just like, you know, there's a bigger purpose for me than to just live my humdrum life, you know? So that was kind of like the wind beneath my wings to keep me going and reaching for higher and higher with the TV stuff.
It's so beautiful. I mean, there are millions and millions and millions and millions of women who want their own TV show. But, you know, they've also been given the God-given desire for that as well. But they're like, well, I could never do that, or making the excuses, or have the self-doubt. Like, why do you not have any of that?
That's a great question. I feel like, you know, from a younger age, I always, you know, what's the difference between me and Michael Jordan? You know, if you're watching the Michael Jordan documentary, yeah, he's a good basketball player, but if I put in the time and energy and had the attitude, who knows where I could be, you know? So kind of like looking to the super successful people and being like, what's the difference? You know, yeah, in my head, sometimes I list off, well, they had more opportunities, or, you know, some people look at me and think like, maybe she just bumped into the right person at the right time. And, you know, luck is when preparation meets opportunity. So I was constantly trying to prepare myself mentally. And whenever I found myself dipping down into self-doubt or worry or stress, I would just be like, you know, what else am I going to do with my life? There's nothing else besides this. And it just, you know, like all the roads just kept leading to focusing on this. And it honestly, you know, not to sound depressing, but I was kind of like, what's my point? If I'm not going after this, like, what is my point of being around, you know?
I love it. I love it. So let's talk about, like, what was your first big break? Was it the Today Show?
No, I would say, so interesting about the Today Show, I watched the Today Show on TV. I would write down the executive producer and producers' names. I would go on the internet and LinkedIn, try to figure out their email configuration. I pitched 10 ideas a week for 3 years to over 8 producers a week. No responses, crickets for 3 years. Finally, on a Thursday, they said, hey, we've been getting your ideas for years. We love this one. Are you available Monday? And I was like, absolutely, of course. So it's stuff like that. It's kind of like the hurry up and wait. And I mean, that's how it was. Like Tamron Hall has a show. You know, they called me on a Friday and wanted me for a Monday randomly. They this time they found me on Google. But you know, other shows like The Doctors and Dr. Oz, it's like I pitch and I pitch and I pitch, and then I consistently take the action, and then lo and behold, you know, it comes to fruition. So the first big break, I would say, was
I didn't know this part of the story, Steph. Like, I've always loved and admired you. I love and admire you so much more. I mean, I consider myself like relentless with my goals, but you said 10 pitches a week.
Yep.
To 8 different producers for 3 years.
Yes. Because
hold on. I need a moment. I mean, that is queenhood. That is, I mean, like, the heavens even had to have gotten tired. They're like, just let her in.
I know.
That is I am so inspired right now. Like, if I didn't, wow. That just made me want to go after some of my dreams in such a bigger way. Thank you for that.
Yes. Good. I'm so glad. I mean, it's you say it all the time too. It's like the consistent action, but it needs to be intentional, you know? So like, I wasn't sending them like, look, I wasn't spending hours crafting these 10 ideas. You know, I would craft them in 10 minutes. Just a headline, you know.
But you did it.
But I did it. Yes. Yes. So it's, you know, that was like a side hustle, I guess you could say, but it was consistent. But to answer your initial question about the big break, I would say my big break came when I really like cracked into the Chicago local TV market. Because, you know, once you get on one, then it's like everyone else sees. And then it's like, you know, eventually it got to be, I was doing so much TV in Chicago that the anchors would be like, oh, you're cheating on us with WGN. Oh, you're cheating on us with CBS. And I would say every time, if you want to hire me, I'd love to just be with you, ABC, you know, but they don't hire like health and fitness, you know, segment guests to come on. So, so anyway, so getting into the Chicago market was huge. You know, it's number 3 market in the country. So that I would say was a big break. And again, that was cold calling at the time, and then also figuring out the email configurations and sending them ideas. I did work with a publicist for 2 months who she taught me that, you know, I'm all about the mental side, Gina. Like, have the confidence to commit to a workout plan and confidence that you can reach your health and wellness goals and it doesn't have to be a burden or take over your life. So, you know, she was like, well, Steph, you know, people don't want you to just sit there and talk like you're a doctor. We need to like show some things. So I'd be like, okay. So one of my segments, it was like, you know, say positive affirmations to yourself. So I had the anchor hold a mirror up and like have him talk positively to himself, or like, you know, write down positive affirmations. Okay, sticky notes on a bathroom mirror, you know, and a magic marker like that. So the show and tell is really what started making me get on these TV segments more.
It's so beautiful, but it's like you ultimately you were relentless with your dream.
Yes.
Like, and you took the action, and you didn't have any special connections, and you know, you just made the universe do what you wanted.
I know.
Oh, it's so beautiful. If we all could just understand that we have that power in every area of our lives, and we are the ones that we've got to be the queen, and we've got to be there for our dream, and we've got to take the action. And, you know, I think what I write about in the book is we got to like not be such a princess about it. Like,
right.
I made a post and didn't make $10 million, or I sent an email and nobody signed up for my programs. I mean, like, listen to what it can take to get where you want to be, and then continue. It's like, oh my gosh. I have your
book on my couch here. You know, I've already read it once, and it's just like the continual, you know, consuming this information. I remember you said Think and Grow Rich. Like, I got 3 different copies of Think and Grow Rich, and I have them like in all different areas of my apartment, just so that I can like pick it up, read a page or two, you know, like it really is training your brain to like think in a certain way. And when you start dipping low, or when I start dipping low, I know I gotta try to come back up, or like, you know, have a mini pity party, but move on, you know, pull up my pants and just put my queen hat crown on and just move on.
Yes. You know, and I think something that you mentioned is so important, especially to the women in this community. You kept praying. And there's a big dream of mine that I have that, you know, when you go after it for a while or years and it doesn't happen, or you have certain perceived failures about it, like you make these attempts and it doesn't come to fruition the way you want or think, you know, we can get tempted to think, well, that wasn't meant for us, or maybe it was dreaming too big, or maybe I just need to manage my expectations. And I let that happen about a particular dream of mine about 3 years ago, and really got like knocked on my ass with it. Anyways, I've been rebuilding ever since, and I've been like recultivating that dream, and it's still though been in the dream state, right? But I've at least been like energetically giving it attention. I've been writing about it in my journal more. I've like even like dared to even dream, like, could I revive that dream and bring it back? And then so I thought, okay, well, if that is the end goal, working backwards, what directly do I need to do for that to happen? And so I've gotten fixated on like some of the next steps, because I thought, okay, well, that's good. I'm being really practical, and it leads to the end goal. But even though I brought it back into my conscious vortex, that end goal was super far away, like barely there. And I was introduced to someone recently who, anyway, the point is I've been praying, but not even like super intense, because you're really like inspiring me on that one. Because I let it go. Anyways, I was introduced to someone recently that just went like this in terms of bending time and space for me on that dream. And this person was like, we were just kind of casually chatting, and she's like, what if you do this and I can introduce you to, and I was like, oh my, like, all of a sudden that dream, it was like so far away, like it got so much closer. And whether this is the exact portal that it happens, it doesn't even matter. Like, I was so guided and shown by the universe actually how close it can be.
Yeah.
But I didn't know that. Like, I didn't know the hows. I didn't know the actual steps. I didn't know that some of what she was sharing with me even existed. And so I just want everyone to really keep the faith in their dreams. Like, you do what you know to do. Journal, meditate, pray, take risks, take your actions, like, of what you know to do, and keep moving forward in the direction of your dream, because you have no idea who is going to come in your way, or at what, like, I mean, well, at none of those emails where you, like, did you think, like, each time you sent one in, this could be the one, or were you like, here's another?
No, I honestly, Gina, I was like, these people get literally like 10,000 emails a day. This is going to be hit them with the right time and the right place. And like, I kind of knew that going in. And also, to your point, I have had so many things happen in my career. People are like, how'd you do that? How'd you do that? Like, I was praying about it, and I was intentional, and I had some things on my radar, not the specifics, and then all of a sudden it's like presented with the right opportunity, you know, but it never would have happened if I hadn't like believed first. And also been open to it, like turning course, you know what I mean? So, and this sounds, I know I sound very kind of like, woo, like,
you're talking to the Divine Living Community group, Steph. Yeah. You're good. They're good. You're good. They're good.
I mean, I am like, before all this, I used to get weekly massages because my shoulders would be up to here. And like, I've done a lot of things over the past month and a half, so I haven't obviously gotten the massages, but I'm like a type A perfectionist. Like, I'm doing stuff. I'm not just sitting back and praying all day, but you know, I do, that is an important part of my life. And there have been a lot of positive things that have come in, not as a result of me like pounding, you know? So, yeah, so I love that example of what you shared about, you know, just the person being like, yes, 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 yes. And then,
amazing, amazing, amazing. All right. Well, we are going to close with a prayer. But first, do you all understand why I'm like, go follow Steph on Instagram. Tell your friends to follow Steph on Instagram. Everything she does is filled with this sparkly, positive, high vibe. You can do it energy. You're just going to love her and her work. Steph, is there anything else we should know about other than your Instagram handle? Is it Step It Up with Steph?
Yeah, Step It Up with Steph. And the website is stepitupwithsteph.com. And I do, if anyone here is interested in like workouts or healthy eating or the confidence boosting exercises in terms of feeling better about your body and your health, I do have a free 21-day challenge on the website. So it's stepitupwithsteph.com. And a lot of women, and I, obviously, I'm biased, but love it just because it's like that holistic, you know, mindset, fitness, food, and it's nothing, not a huge overhaul. It's just like little things that make a big dent. So yeah, stepitupwithsteph.com.
Beautiful, beautiful. So go get on her list, go join the challenge, definitely follow her on Instagram. And you know, this is all about women supporting women. Like, I know that you've got 3 friends that need to know who Steph is as well. So go and tag them and share the love. It's like, you know, I'm introducing you to my vortex and the people that I've known for quite some time. And this is why, like, I want you to have this goodness in your life. I want these people to be in your feed. I want it to be about supporting you and your dreams. So speaking of that, hold on, we're going to say a prayer and then we will go about our way. Dear God, we are so thankful for this day. And we take a moment to pause, and we know that not everybody is sitting in the comfort of their own homes in super high vibe positivity. We pray right now for the doctors and the nurses and all of the firefighters and policemen and women that are on the front lines who are really giving all, risking their lives. We pray for the people who have the coronavirus and other diseases. We see them healed and we see them whole. We ask for your healing powers to come and fill their bodies and their hearts and this planet. We pray over everyone else that has not yet gotten the virus, that you would keep us safe. We pray for the dreams that you have placed inside of us. Right now, we all pray for Steph and the continued fruition of her dreams that you have placed inside of her. We ask that you give her favor for this just amazing woman that you've created. And we pray over all of the dreams of the women in the Divine Living community, that each of us would be blessed, would be prosperous, would be given favor, would see and seize the opportunities. We ask that you bring the miracles to us, and for that we are so grateful. We ask that our lives would be used in positive and powerful ways to bless and make this world a better place. And we pray this believing. Amen.
Amen.
All right, lovelies, go follow Step It Up with Steph. And Steph, thank you so much for sharing your love, your wisdom, your just, beautiful personality. I think we all feel like we can go take on the world right now.
Thank you, Gina. You're the best.
Really. Bye, everyone.